I'm Beatrice McBumblebee.
Beatrice McBumblebee by Brian C. Hutson. It was a special day in Honeyville for the McBumblebee family. Beatrice would be visiting the honey hive factory with her father, Mac. She had always wanted to learn about how the honey was made and was excited to finally get a chance to go to the factory. Beatrice's mother, Shelby, made their favorite breakfast of honey-buttered pancakes.
It's time to turn your computer off and eat your breakfast, Beatrice. You and your father don't want to be late for work,
Shelby said with a smile. The family ate their breakfast and finished getting ready for the day. Shelby gave Mac and Beatrice big hugs and kisses and sent them on their way. Beatrice and Mac started their walk to the factory. Mac talked about all of the neat things that happen each day and all of the responsibilities that each worker bee had.
Every worker bee has a special job at the factory, and the honey is freshly made every day with lots of teamwork,
said Mac. He explained that every job at the factory was equally important to the whole process.
You're the boss of the factory, right, Dad?
Beatrice asked.
Yes, I am the boss,
he answered with a chuckle.
but I'm part of the team too.
Beatrice smiled in admiration of her dad.
Will I get to help make the honey?
Beatrice asked.
Of course you will,
He replied. Beatrice was so excited at the idea of learning how to become a real worker bee. After a short walk, Beatrice and Mac finally reached the top of the hill.
There it is, Beatrice, the Honey Hive Factory.
Mac said as he pointed to the giant hive-shaped building.
That's amazing! It's even bigger than I imagined it would be.
Beatrice exclaimed. Her father replied,
We make a lot of honey there, so there are a lot of big machines throughout the entire factory. The whole town of Honeyville counts on us each day to provide honey to all of the stores.
Mac was proud to own the only honey factory in Honeyville.
Well, you know how much I love that delicious honey.
Beatrice said with a grin. They both laughed and headed into the factory. Beatrice was eager to get a tour of the factory. Mac took her to the main control room.
I know how much you like computers, so I'll show you this part of the factory first.
Her dad said with excitement.
This is the room where all of the main controls are,
He explained. Beatrice was truly amazed.
Wow!
She exclaimed.
I've never seen so many computers in my whole life!
Just then, the manager of the factory walked in.
Beatrice, I'd like for you to meet Gus. He looks over the whole factory and makes sure everything is running smoothly. He's my right-hand man,
Max said as he proudly patted Gus on the shoulder.
It's very nice to meet you, Gus.
Beatrice said. Gus replied,
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Beatrice. You're going to love it here at the factory.
Beatrice, Mac, and Gus walked downstairs into the main factory. Beatrice was mesmerized by all of the machines, gadgets, levers, and lights.
How do all these machines work, Dad?
Beatrice asked with curiosity.
This is the production line. It's where the honey is actually made. The jars stop and start on the long conveyor belt. The fresh honey comes down the long pipes and then funnels through the vat to fill each jar. The jars are finally sealed with a big cork by the big mechanical arm, and then packaged into boxes to be sent to the stores.
Beatrice never imagined that so much technology went into making honey. Everything was running smoothly, so Beatrice, Mac, and Gus began to head back upstairs. All of a sudden, the emergency alarms started going off throughout the entire factory. The honey pipes began to shake and rattle. The worker bees scrambled as they tried to figure out what was going on. Beatrice looked confused. Mac looked concerned. And Gus nervously exclaimed,
Uh-oh, that's not a good sound, sir.
The pipes shook and rattled even faster, even louder. And then suddenly, kaboom! The main honey pipe burst open right above Mac, and honey came pouring out of a giant hole all over his head.
Oh no!
He yelled out. He was covered head to toe in honey.
This has never happened before. What do we do, sir?
Gus yelled out in a panic.
The pressure is too high on the main honeycomb compressor, and there's no way to shut it off without shutting down the whole production line.
Mac explained. The two of them nervously fluttered their wings while trying to figure out what to do, when suddenly Beatrice declared,
I think I know what to do, Dad. Where's the main computer that controls the mechanical arm?
Mac pointed up to the control room and answered,
It's upstairs, Beatrice, but you'll have to hurry.
Beatrice ran up the stairs into the control room. She yelled down to her dad,
There's so many computers. Which one is it?
It's the one with the 3 large levers next to it.
he answered. Beatrice quickly located it and scurried over to the control seat. Being the computer wizard that she was, she knew exactly what needed to be done.
You can do this, Beatrice.
She said to herself as she quickly went to work reprogramming the computer that controlled the mechanical arm. After a few moments, Beatrice turned to the levers and started moving the giant robotic arm.
It's just like a video game, Dad.
She yelled out with confidence. Beatrice maneuvered the mechanical arm over the hole in the honey pipe. The honey was still oozing out onto the factory floor.
You can do this, sweetie!
Mac cheered from the ground below. Beatrice carefully inched the arm closer and closer to the hole.
Easy does it.
Gus said as he watched with anticipation. When the cork was finally lined up with the hole, Beatrice proclaimed,
Here goes nothing.
With one final pull of the lever, she guided the cork into place. The hole was repaired, and Beatrice had successfully stopped the honey from leaking out.
You did it, Beatrice! You're a genius!
Her dad said with admiration. Mac and Gus cheered with joy and relief as Beatrice took a deep breath and smiled. With the hole fixed, the worker bees were able to make final repairs to the honey pipe. They quickly cleaned up the sticky mess from the factory floor, and the production line continued filling the jars of honey for the day. Mac and Gus walked Beatrice into the office. They had a very special reward for her.
You truly saved the day, Beatrice! You shined through with your computer skills and confidence today. As a special thanks, Gus and I have decided to make you an honorary junior worker bee here at the Honey Hive Factory. We present you with this special badge in recognition of your excellence.
Max said with pride as he handed the badge to her.
I accept this position with great honor.
Beatrice said as she saluted her dad. She was truly proud to be a part of the team. It was the end of the workday, and after shutting down all of the machines, it was finally time to head back home. Gus walked Beatrice and Mac downstairs to the front door.
Thank you again for all your hard work today, Beatrice. You truly earned that badge. And I look forward to seeing you back at the factory very soon.
He said with appreciation.
You're welcome, Gus. I'll be back next week. Right, Dad?
Beatrice asked as she winked at her dad.
I think we can arrange that, Beatrice.
Mac replied with a big smile.
I'll see you bright and early in the morning, Gus.
Max said as they all waved goodbye. When they returned home, Beatrice couldn't wait to tell her mother all about their day at the factory.
So, tell me about your day, honey.
Shelby said to Beatrice.
Well, I basically saved the day.
She humbly replied.
Look at this!
Beatrice said as she proudly showed off her new badge.
Dad and Gus made me an honorary junior worker bee.
She explained.
Wow, Beatrice, that's so wonderful. I am extremely proud of you.
Shelby said in amazement. Mac added,
I certainly am proud of her too. Beatrice earned that badge today, and now she's part of the Honey Hive team.
Beatrice went to her room to think about the exciting day she had at the factory. She laughed out loud when she remembered how silly her dad looked when he was covered in honey. Beatrice thought about all of the high-tech machines, gadgets, and computers that she learned about. She couldn't wait to get back to the factory and learn even more about making the delicious honey that everyone in her town loved so much. Beatrice admired her new badge and felt so honored to now be an official junior worker bee at the Honey Hive factory.